Hey guys, welcome to Saints TV. Round 16 this week. We're playing Port Adelaide at Adelaide Oval, a place that we haven't really gone to and performed too well at. The teams have just come out, so the teams came out roughly 30 minutes ago, and I'll talk through them. But we're just coming off probably our best win of the season, well, obviously our best win of the season so far, so it's probably good to just start off and talk about how we've all been feeling this week, Monday morning, how much better that was walking into work, and not copying the old, bad luck guys, bad luck for the Saints, Jake. It's like, I hate getting that every week, but it's good to get that this week, and not to get that this week, and just to walk in and watch the highlights, 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 times, and Anastasia, get back in your car. I'm pretty happy here. I've got the place to myself. My roommate's in Europe, so I thought I'd just do it here, and it's easier because I've got my computer right behind here and I can look at the team and look at the numbers, and in the car I can't do that. And I can wear my Saints TV t-shirt for once because I paid good money for it, and I haven't worn it in like any videos, so I thought I'd give it a go now. Let's cut straight to the ins and outs for this week. In was Sam. This is going to be interesting. So let's talk at the big outs. Jake Carlisle is out with some sort of a rib problem. Unfortunately, Josh Bruce is now suddenly, even though he was on the cusp of coming back into the lineup this week, he's now out for the season. The broken tibia or fibula in a training accident, I guess. In a marking contest, and he's out for the season, which is just shit because we've lost Josh Battle, who is also out for the season. Of the season, out for like 2 or 3 weeks. Don't jump me on that. And yeah, we haven't had a good run with injuries this season and suspensions with Jake Carlisle. And now Carlisle's out again after he's come in and done an amazing job against Melbourne's forward line last week. So it's disappointing that we're losing critical players that are actually performing. Battle having a breakout game. Carlisle just being his excellent self. Josh Bruce conveniently coming in when Battle's injured, and now he's injured. The good thing is that we regain the Jimmy Webster, who's back. He's been out for a couple of weeks. I think a couple of weeks, including the bye. So it's good to have him back because he's basically leading our best and fairest and been one of our better players. Logan Austin is back, which is expected because Nathan Brown is one of the outs, so we needed to get another big defender in there, particularly with Port Adelaide's forward line. They've got some big forwards in there, and they're going to cause us some problems. They always do. We always seem to play them in Adelaide for some reason. It's like Port don't know how to fly to Melbourne anymore, which is a bit annoying because I wouldn't mind watching the game here for once. But in terms of the other ins and outs, Sam Gilbert is back. I'm not sure what you guys think about this. I don't know. In some of the comments when I posted the team, a lot of people were thinking, what the hell, why are we bringing in Sam Gilbert? Why isn't it someone like a Hugh Goddard? Why isn't Hugh Goddard getting a game? He's playing for Sandy. Apparently last week Aaron Hamill said that it was Hugh Goddard's breakout game for Sandy and he was playing really well. And they just ignore him. And I wouldn't be surprised if Hugh Goddard looking for a new team already, for the end of the season to leave, because he's been very good for Sandy. He's a big body, he's a clever player, like Brendan was for us, and it just hasn't worked out for him. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why Richard's not picking him, but we'll see if it changes in the future. Nathan Freeman's also one that was on the cusp and didn't get a pick, but I've got a cheeky feeling that he's going to play against Carlton on Friday night. In a game that's not going to be living up to any great hype. Having Nathan Freeman come in for his first AFL game could potentially give that game some sort of attention, could give us fans something, some excitement going into it. And if we beat Port Adelaide, there'll be a lot of excitement going into that game, but we'll have to get past Port first. The other in is Nathan Wright, who's a player that's always been kind of an up and down type of player for me, like a Mav Weller, I guess. He's kind of a defensive forward. He can come in and do a job. I mean, if you watch the highlights from when we played Geelong, I think it was in 2016, and we beat them, and Jack Stephen kicked that soccer goal in the last couple of minutes, and Gretsch kicked that amazing snap. He kicked 2 goals in the first quarter and was really good for the game. And he's always good when we're up and about, but when the game's kind of in the balance, you don't really notice him, kind of like a Jack Loney. So it's a big in for him to come in, but he's going to have to make a statement and make a name for himself. Otherwise, I can't see a player like him coming back into the fold next season. I could see a potential trade there, but I don't see why anyone would probably want him unless he suddenly just turns into a very good player. He's got a bit of pace. He's a hard ball getter. He's hard at the ball, but naturally just doesn't get enough of the ball, and that's kind of the problem. Doesn't kick enough goals, doesn't get enough of the ball. In terms of the full outs, just so everyone knows, Jake Carlisle is out, Nathan Brown is out, Josh Bruce is out for the season, which is just devastating to hear, and Bailey Rice is omitted, which is kind of, I don't know what you guys think, but I'm kind of surprised by that. I felt like Bailey Rice was quite good in defence last week under some heat late in the game, had some really good kickouts, and yeah, I don't know, kind of felt like that was left of field. Like, you could easily have left Sam Gilbert out and left Bailey Rice in. I don't see why we had to drop him, but we have. So Sam Gilbert's named at half-back, centre half-back. So I don't know how accurate this lineup is that I'm looking at right here on the Saints website, but he's named at centre half-back, which is probably not his best position, but he's known to be a Mr. Fix-It. Sam Gilbert's always that sort of player that can plug a hole in midfield, can go back, can go forward. Ross Lyon even did it in the 2010 Grand Final, in the first Grand Final, the one that we didn't get smashed in, and they threw him forward and he did a job. So he's that sort of player that he's kind of Mr. Fix-It, but he's not the future. So that's why people are thinking, why isn't Hugh Goddard getting a game? He's someone that could be a very good long-term player for us. Gilbert has been a good long-term player for us for the last 10 years. But, we're not looking for him as a match winner. We want to grow this team to 2019, 2020, but hasn't worked out. I'll go through some of the comments, guys, and we'll see what you guys think of some of these changes. Ross is asking, this is completely random, but Ross is asking, am I related to Sinclair or friends? No, I'm not. Not sure why you're asking, but no, I do not know Sinclair. I actually did chat to Jack Stephen early in his career. I had him as a Facebook friend and chatted to him after every Saints game, and we'd have a good chat about how he was playing and whatnot, but that kind of disappeared after he became an A-grade player and on big money. But he was a Geelong boy and I went to school in Geelong, so that's kind of how that worked out. Anastasia seems frustrated. Why can't we give Nathan Freeman a bloody go, or Hugh Goddard? I don't know. I feel like Nathan Freeman, his first game will definitely be a home game in Melbourne, and that's why I think Carlton Friday night could be, and it's opposition that he can come in and probably be up to, no offence to Carlton, but come in and be actually at that skill level already. If you bring him against Port in Adelaide or another big team away or at home, probably not the best way to ease him into his AFL career, but I think Carlton Friday night could be one that we could look at for him. Peter says, we need something to hang on to, some excitement. 100%. And I think that excitement, and you've seen from my post this week, 100% has been focused on Jade Gresham and how good he is and how good he can be. We've seen his stats. He has kicked 56 goals in the last 2 seasons. Not even full 2 seasons, season and a half, which is incredible for a guy under 6 foot. And the only person leading him is Eddie Betts, who's on 74, and everyone talks up Eddie Betts as, equal or better than Stephen Milne, is one of the greatest small forwards ever. So he's in good company, Gresham, and he's kicked more goals than Toby Green, who I've rated really highly at GWS, and although he's a dick and gets suspended every 2 weeks, he kicks a lot of goals and he's a very clever player. So we've got our own type of mould in Jade Gresham. And just the way he played last week at the back of the square, running through that left foot to Membry, super exciting, and he's just got everything. Let's keep going. I've been loving Rice, Darren reckons. Rice out, bloody joke, Peter says. Gilbert is there for Westhoff, potentially, but, Hugh Goddard could definitely play that role as well. He's probably not as mobile as Gilbert. Maybe that's kind of what they're thinking, is Gilbert at ground level could be quite good, whereas Hugh Goddard might be a bit slow. We're already quite slow with Logan Austin in the back line. Maybe we needed someone a bit more mobile that can go with Westhoff, because Westhoff, for a big man, is good at ground level and can play almost like a small and like a midfielder. So having someone like Gilbert going with him could be very important. Ian's asking, do you think Goddard will be re-signed in 2019? We just spoke about this, Ian. I'm not sure if you're on the stream yet or not, but I've got a suspicion that he's looking, or we're looking for some value. I don't know why he's not getting a game, and I feel like if I was him and I was performing for Sandy every week and playing well, then you'd be very frustrated as a player because you're putting in the work every week and it's not paying off. I feel like maybe there's something with the coaches that he's just not getting right. Maybe it's his endurance, maybe it's skill level, just general maturity and ready to come in and play consistently at AFL standard. I'm not sure, but maybe it's something like that. But obviously we're all speculating on the outside. But it'd be good to know what their plan is for him long term, because when I've seen him play, he looks very comfortable on the ball, and he just seems like a good leader for a guy that's quite young and played under 10 to 20 games of AFL footy. David says, I like right in, 16 touches and 3 goals in the VFL. He'll play as that pressure forward to lock the ball in our forward 50. That's a fair point. I mentioned that at the start. He's not a player that's going to get a lot of the ball, but when he does, he needs to make it count. So if he has 10 kicks, if he can kick 2 goals from those 10 kicks, he's had a good day, and that's a pass mark for him. If he has 10 touches and 1 tackle and 1 point, not a great day at the office. So he needs to turn his touches into goal, and the best way to do that is just to tackle, harass, win free kicks. That's what you got to do. 16 tackles instead that's quite good. Stephen's asking, hey, bud, how long is Carlisle out for? He's a big out. Yes, from what I've heard, it could just be the 1 week. So everyone, don't stress too much about Jakey Carlisle. I feel like 1 week and he should be okay for Carlton. If it was another away trip after that, I feel like they wouldn't play him. But I've heard from sources that I've heard from really no one. I've just read it in certain places that 1 week is how long he'll need to recover. It's just that his injury happened kind of later in the week. I feel like if it wasn't something that happened today and it was Monday, then maybe it would have been okay. But because it was later in the week and we play Saturday, not Sunday, it's something that we just had to consider. But obviously I'm not St Kilda Football Club, so I have no idea. I'm just speculating. I feel like that's kind of everything, guys. It's kind of one of those games that I haven't really mentioned much about Port Adelaide, to be honest, which is good because we've talked about how well we went last week and it's more about St Kilda, which is exciting. I'm really devastated. I was planning on flying to Adelaide to go to the game, but I can't do that because I have one of my good friends' engagement parties. So that's running from 1 p.m. and I don't know how long that'll go for. But I may not actually get to watch the game, which is going to be devastating because I love doing my live reviews after the game, talking to you. So I may not even be available for that, but I'll potentially do something. If I don't get to watch any of the game, I don't know if you guys would like me to do this, but I was tempted to do some sort of live stream where I watch the highlights of the game and I kind of just comment on that and see, if we played really poorly or played really well, you guys can fill me in and help me understand how we went, or I could watch the full game as soon as possible, a replay on Fox Footy or something, and then do a live review with you guys and dissect it. But it would be probably not straight after the game. It might even be something on a Sunday to do. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on how we do that, because this is the first time where I won't actually have any availability to watch the game unless I sneak it on my phone on Foxtel. So let me know your thoughts. I still want to keep something going. I don't want to just disappear for this game. I want to get something on it. It's just a matter of what we'll do. And David reckons he'll fill me in because he'll be there. So yeah, definitely message the page, guys. Let me know what you think anyway. I'll be posting the scores, but I may not know in terms of context on, we're winning. Oh, I don't know who's playing well. So I'll see what I can do, but it's really disappointing. I wanted to fly to Adelaide. I haven't been to Adelaide yet, so it's one of those ones that I booked in from the start of the season, but when a good mate comes calling and you have to go to an engagement party, you have to go to an engagement party. So I think prior to these ins and outs, I actually had some sort of a sneaky feeling about going to Adelaide. I don't know. I feel like they haven't been great. They've been kind of good enough, but they're a gettable team. I mean, at Adelaide Oval, they've been pretty good, but it's one of those things that I just would not be surprised if I'm just checking the scores and thinking, we're in this game. We're winning this game. We can win this game, even without the players that we have. But it's just a matter of, I feel like the way we played against Melbourne was more of a collective. We did kick over 100 points for the first time in a long time, but you never know. But I'm super excited, and I think that's the thing that we needed, was just that little performance to get everyone excited again and to show that something is there in that team, and when it's on, it is fucking good. So I'll leave it there, guys. It's dinner time for me, but I hope you enjoyed the stream. Sorry it's a bit quicker than usual, but I'll catch you guys on, I think it's Saturday at 4:35, I think the game starts. So I'll try and see what I can do, but either way I'll be in my heart just thinking about the game and supporting the Saints no matter what. So thanks so much, guys, and take care. See ya.